Did you know that the first hockey players used frozen horse manure as pucks? These were called road apples. Seriously? That's just a taste of how wild and different early hockey was in Ontario. Let's skate back in time and uncover the roots of Canada's favorite game. Forget your high-tech composite sticks and custom-fit skates. Back then, equipment was whatever you could find or make yourself. Players often used sticks hand-carved from single pieces of wood, sometimes by local indigenous artisans who were masters of the craft. Skates were just blades strapped onto regular boots and padding. A few extra layers of clothing or some magazines stuffed down your pants was about as good as it got. It was all about toughness and making do with what you had. Arenas weren't the heated, comfortable stadiums we know today. Most games were played outdoors on frozen ponds, lakes, and rivers. Communities would clear a patch of ice, set up some wooden planks for boards, and that was your rink. The first indoor rinks were a huge deal, but they were often just large sheds with natural ice, freezing cold, and lit by gas lamps. Imagine breathing in that crisp, frigid air, the sound of blades carving into the natural ice under the stars or a simple roof. It was pure, raw hockey. With this raw passion came intense rivalries. Cities and towns like Kingston, Ottawa, and Toronto weren't just competing for a trophy. They were battling for local pride. These rivalries were fierce. When your neighboring town came to play, it was a major event. The whole community would rally behind their team, and the bragging rights were almost as important as the win itself. These local showdowns laid the groundwork for the professional rivalries we still see today. And who was watching? The spectators were just as tough as the players. They'd stand in the freezing cold for hours, bundled up in heavy coats and blankets, sipping on whatever they could to stay warm. The crowds were loud, passionate, and right on top of the action, often separated from the ice by nothing more than a snowbank or a low wooden board. They were a part of the game, their cheers and jeers echoing across the ice. Now, let's talk about the rough stuff. Early hockey was notoriously violent. With minimal rules and often just one referee, fights were common and often involved entire teams. Slashing, tripping, and cross-checking were just part of the strategy. Newspapers from the era are filled with accounts of brutal, bench-clearing brawls. It was a time when skill had to be matched with sheer grit and a willingness to stand your ground no matter what. Then came the World Wars, which changed everything, including hockey. Many of Ontario's best young players enlisted to fight overseas, and sadly, many never returned. The leagues at home struggled, but hockey became a powerful symbol of Canadian identity and resilience on the home front. Benefit games were held to raise money for the war effort. And the sport served as a much-needed distraction and a source of national pride during those dark times. Finally, just getting to a game was an adventure. In the dead of a Canadian winter, teams would travel to away games by train or even horse-drawn sleighs. These journeys were long, cold, and often through heavy snow. Players would huddle together for warmth, sharing stories and building the incredible camaraderie that defines hockey culture. Arriving at a rival town, frozen but determined, was a true test of their love for the game. From frozen ponds to the birth of legendary rivalries, early hockey in Ontario was a story of passion, grit, and community. It shaped the province and helped forge the Canadian identity we know and love today. What a journey! Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this trip back in time, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.